People and money. The secret to success could be unlocked when young folks learn how to handle money, especially in the early years of college. Fox 4's Shannon Murray has some tips for both parents and students.
Young adults starting college and some already in college are dealing with some very complex financial decisions. So here to help ease the burden during this stressful time is financial professional Cathy DeWitt Dunn. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
This is a great topic and probably something parents should be thinking about now before their child goes off to college. They need to have those conversations early.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest challenges is when you think about going away to school, you're thinking about sororities and fraternities, football games, if you play in the band, but the financial discussion really needs to start now, the budgeting, because if we can empower our college students now, imagine what that's going to look like later down the road for them.
Budgeting is the key word there, something you talk about a lot every time you come on our show. It's key, especially for a young person who is just starting out and probably doesn't know much about it.
No, and I think that's really one of the things is that we do talk about budget. Budget is just the cornerstone to financial planning. So if you have a dollar amount that you're working with, you want to sit down and say, okay, this is how much my living expenses are going to be, this is transportation, my social activities, you name it. And the thing that's pretty interesting is if you can get to a dollar amount with your college student that's going away, then later, maybe in a month or two, maybe they'll decide, well, maybe I want to put more money into this category versus that. And it does give them a little bit more control on how they need to spend that money. And it's also, making that decision. Do I want to go to the movie or do I want to buy a book? Because obviously money doesn't grow on trees and we all have to have governors on what our expenses are going to be. But I have that budget worksheet specific for college students on my website at DeWittandDunn.com. And it's really interesting what you'll find on that.
Well, and lesson number 2 has to do with credit. I think this is really important for a college student who has this newfound freedom and might think, oh, great, I have this credit card and I can just swipe it. How easy is that? But it's a tough lesson to learn sometimes.
Yes, and I think we've all been through that, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm like, kids, listen to me, okay?
Well, 50% of all college students now have a credit card, which is just blows my mind, right? So they don't really have any income, but now they have this credit card and you have to learn to manage it. And what I always tell everybody, and all my clients that come in, we review their budgets with their children, is make sure you pay that credit card off on a monthly basis, because credit history is awesome according to Sally Mae, but I think one of the challenges is if you don't pay off that credit card, now all of a sudden we have compounding interest and things kind of get out of hand. And a credit score is really key. So here we are going through college and we are now graduating and we need to find a job, and most employers now do a background check and your credit score is everything about you. So you want to make sure that you pay off your credit cards and you maintain a high credit score.
Another big talking point for us here today, student loans, because that's something a lot of people are dealing with well after college. So you have to start thinking about it early on.
Absolutely, and if you really take a look at it, you need to read the fine print. A lot of people now have federal loans or they have private loans that they've taken out and they're not really sure what it all says. Well, you need to do your due diligence. So, what's your grace period? What's going to happen? When is the interest starting to accrue? Usually it's whenever they start making disbursements. And you really need to understand how much money that you are, accruing. Because in 2018, most of the college people that graduated had debt in excess of $29,000. Wow. And that adds up pretty quickly. So read the fine print and know what you're getting into.
All right. Cathy, thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, you mentioned your website where you can find that budget worksheet. We'll post all that information along with this advice on our website, fox4news.com.